on the other side of the coin, because I'm not going to sit here and be a big hypocrite and not say that I haven't been a toxic person as well, because I have. From the bottle says she don't need no chaser in a cup. It's a new world. All the bad boys and the rude girls. It's a new world. Yeah, we coming up. Yeah, we coming up. Hey, we don't wanna. We just wanna. What up, though? Hey guys, once again, it's Robbie Michelle back with another video. This is a bonus segment of the Car Chronicles. A lot of my friends wanted me to touch on this topic. For specific reasons, and I really wanted to touch on this topic, but I forgot I did the poll, so this is another video for you guys. Ta-da! Anyway, so today I want to talk about toxic people. Let's talk about what makes a person toxic. What is a toxic person? And this website gives a list. Psychology Today, it's called. I'll put that in the description. It gives a list of toxic people. So, number one is toxic people are manipulative, which they are. And they will manipulate every situation into what they want it to be, basically. Number two, they are judgmental, very judgmental, and they don't hold back on criticism. And it's not even constructive criticism. It's just plain old criticism, and it's cruel, and it's meant to push you down to make themselves feel better. Number three, they don't take responsibility for their own feelings. They push it off on everybody else. If they feel a certain way, it's your fault. If they feel another way, it's their fault. They don't take responsibility for their own feelings, basically. They don't apologize. I've seen that one too many times. Oof. Enough said. Number five, they are inconsistent. And I like what the paragraph says. It said, it's hard to know who you're with at any given time because they are often not the same person. So you just get multiple personalities at this point. They may change their perspective, attitude, and behavior depending on what they feel they need to accomplish or what they want to have happen. And it says in parentheses, and they know how to be kind when they want something from you. Definitely experienced that. Like I said, and it goes back to them being manipulative. Just flip-flop on you. And then number six, they make you prove yourself to them. Basically, they give you ultimatums, and they'll make you choose over family, friends, your job, anything like that, which, that's pretty much borderline abuse in some way or another. They try to isolate you, which is completely horrible. Number seven, they make you defend yourself. I'm trying to understand this one, so let me read the paragraph on what it says. They have a difficulty staying on point about certain issues, probably because they're not interested in your point of view or trying to reach an amicable conclusion. Remember, they are the supreme manipulators. Back to one. Their tactics may include being vague and arbitrary, as well as diverting the focus of the discussion to how you're discussing an issue. So the blame's being put back on you, basically blaming you. And I love it. It coincides with everyone I just mentioned, pretty much. And then the last sentence says, no, right here. It says, as well as diverting the focus of the discussion to how you're discussing an issue, like your tone or your words, etc. They focus on the problems and not solutions. So I like how it just goes back to number one. They all coincide with each other, basically. And the last one says they are not caring, supportive, or interested in what's important to you. They don't care about what's going on in your life. They don't care about your interests, your hobbies, whatever you like to do. It's always about them. It's always surrounded around them. And the reason I'm saying this like that, because I've dealt with toxic people in the past. And with my empathic attitude, and I do tend to be needy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I do tend to be needy, and I always found myself saying sorry in every situation. Like if I make them an ounce upset, it was always I'm sorry, and these people took that for granted and can manipulate me in any situation or way they could. And I would just be like, the dumb little dog following them around. And it took me a long while to get away from those toxic environments and figure out my worth. It took me a while to find out my worth, to realize I didn't need to be around these people who are bringing me down and draining me and hurting me and making me feel like, allowing people to make me feel like I'm nothing, like I'm worthless or I'm nothing without them, that I needed to do everything they said and everything they wanted so that that's the only way I'll get love or get the recognition or the admiration that I deserved in the beginning, And I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for other people too, and I know some of you guys can agree on or have been put in a situation similar to mine, or so we can kind of relate, On the other side of the coin, because I'm not going to sit here and be a big hypocrite and not say that I haven't been a toxic person as well, because I have. I don't think, maybe I have, but I don't feel like I've manipulated situations, but I have been bitter and hateful and just didn't take responsibility for my own feelings. I pointed the finger at everyone. I always had something negative to say, and it's cost me a great deal of friends, which is very horrible. And I'm just reestablishing those friendships, so at least I got something out of it. But a while back, when I was a little bit younger, I was bitter towards everything. I did not have a positive word to say. I criticized people. I always ridiculed someone. I always judged someone. I was just a very bitter and hateful, toxic person. And I'm so happy that I was able to get help and get the support I really needed, no matter how much I denied it, so that I can become a better person and become the person I am today, which is trying to be open towards everybody. Try to always, even though it's hard for me sometimes, I always try to keep a positive outlook, even though it's really hard. It's really hard to try to keep an outlook on a positive outlook on life and not be negative and be open-minded and not judge anybody. So that's really what I'm happy about, that I was able to pull myself from myself, basically, because believe it or not, you can be toxic to yourself. You can emotionally abuse yourself. There's a such thing called as emotional self-harm, and I still fight. I still and continue to fight with those feelings, because honestly, nobody can hurt you better than you. People out in the street, people online, they can say all types of stuff to you, and usually you can just whatever. But it becomes a problem when you start believing them and then putting yourself down. That's when it becomes a problem. And I've learned that you can't do that to yourself. I'm only speaking from my experience. I don't know what everybody else's experiences are, but I can imagine you can relate to what I'm saying once again. So you can't be toxic to yourself. You can't be toxic to other individuals. And you cannot allow toxic people to take up your space, because they will drain you and they will just give you negative vibes, and you don't want those negative vibes. And for me, when I do get toxic people in my environment, it not only it not only affects me mentally and emotionally, but physically too. I find days where I dealt with people like that, I wasn't eating. I was having trouble eating. I would not eat at all, or I would binge eat. So my weight would fluctuate. My skin wouldn't stay clear. I would be losing clumps of hair. I would be just so stressed out that I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, or I would sleep all day. Like, it was one extreme to the next. So cutting those toxic people off, and still cutting some of those toxic people off, it's just been amazing, and it's just lifted the weight off of my shoulders. I no longer feel guilty about anything, even though I didn't do anything. I don't feel as depressed. I mean, I still get that because, mental illness. Hello. But I don't get them feelings of despair like I used to. Like, I'm more upbeat. I'm getting back to the Robbie, the Roberta I once was. And that is the best thing. That's the best thing. Sometimes you just need to drop that baggage. And no matter where you are, whether it be your congregation or among your friends, your work, you just gotta drop those people if they are doing you no good. If they're doing you no good, if they're not contributing something to your life, if they are not supporting you, if they just taking up a space, drop them. I implore you, drop them. But anyway, that wraps up this video. I was glad to be able to talk about this subject. Please follow me on all social media platforms: Snapchat, Twitter, my Facebook page, Instagram, and I think that's all the social media I have. That's all I need. If you like this video, please share, please like, please comment, subscribe, and ring my bell. Put your notifications off. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. And I'm working against the light, so yeah, I gotta go. So, bye-bye.